And if you lose that battle in your head, then you're really going to be behind the pain for a long time. And so I think she's finally caught up with that. I think she's gotten ahead of it. She's staying on her meds, staying ahead of the pain. So she's starting to walk around. Just like I said, you remember you would encourage me to lift that leg up and say, I'm dragging it. So let me tell you, you're dragging your leg. People don't want to hear, she told me, and I got to tell her that. It's a habit when you have your leg cut, you don't want to really bend it. It's an instinct, because you think it's going to hurt. But it's going to hurt either way. And so what I'm encouraging her to do, you want to get back that full range of motion, that full movement. So this is the process. You got to start doing it now. You got to fight through that now. Fight through the instinct of carrying and just walk normal. And so now she's starting to do that. I'm watching, She go down and I said, all right, I'm carrying. I did Dr. Fraser the same way. So anyway, she's doing pretty good. She had a rough night. Not really. She slept all day yesterday. I told her what the problem was. And so when it came time to bedtime, she wasn't sleeping. So when she did get sleepy, being in an apartment, we had some workers upstairs when they got off at midnight. They came in, so like a herd of cows. Boom, 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 boom. But now it's what, 2:30, 4 hours later to go back to sleep. So it is what it is. And so you try to learn to adjust to the environment that you're in and do the best you can. All right. So, but yeah, she's doing good. She's in therapy at home right now. Everybody have their preferences on how they do therapy. I prefer going to their office to do it because they got all the equipment that you really need. We don't have that kind of equipment home. They can't bring that with them. And so if you dare have to have that happen, tell you prefer going to the place because they got all the equipment which make you rehab a lot faster. Does it hurt? Yes. It's going to hurt. I'm from the old school. They had to keep reminding me. Old school said, no pain, no gain. You got to remember that?
Yeah.
And so the lady kept, we don't want no pain. So I had to get that in my head. We don't want pain. And so once I understood that, then I just went through the motions a lot faster. But going to the facility is a lot better because they got all the equipment that you need to get the leg rehab back. And so I think Dr. Fraser's already going to the facility. So I'm looking forward to my wife going to the facility so we can get that leg rehab so she can get back doing what she really loves to do, which is work. It's going to be a good 6 weeks. A good 6 weeks before you get to the place where the healing is really has fostered itself. Now you starting to get that range, but you still got to push to get all of it, right? But at the facility, they put you on machines and you begin to realize my leg is getting stronger. And so as it gets stronger, you find to do a little bit more. So to me, it's better to go to the facility to do it because I think it's faster to get your muscles back. But like I say, they cut not only your muscles, but it cut through the nerves. So you try to lift that leg up and it's not responding because the nerves haven't healed, the muscles haven't healed. It's just laying there like a dead log, And I think that sort of took her back a little bit and she couldn't lift it up. I said, that's what I'm here for. I'll lift it up, And so it'll come back. It's waking up. She said, feels like it's throbbing. I said, it's waking up. It's coming back alive, So that's a good thing. You're healing, okay? Hey, that's. I didn't think I'd be going through the process with her. I thought, I was going to be the only one. So all I can tell the rest of you have not had to take care of those knees. But you need those knees, man. She had a client that had a hip replacement. 3 weeks. Man, she was moving around the apartment, around the house like she had nothing. Huh?
They say that's easier to bounce.
The hip is easier to bounce back from that. I don't understand it. But they say the hip is a lot faster. So, all right. To the worship team, I have really been practicing. I was going to pick up on that song, but I left my notes at home. Yeah, so that's interesting. But that's part of my therapy too. Instead of being worried about her, I go there and get on the keyboard and do something to occupy my mind while she's going through. Because it's been a husband. I hate to see her go through this. And so I'll probably sit in there some days until she calls for hours, just sitting there playing on the keyboard, just messing with the keyboard. Then finally, all of a sudden, she goes, "That sounds pretty good." I said, "Did it?" My dog hated it. Did I tell you about that? She took a video of it. Here's somebody got on that keyboard. He come where I'm at and look at me like, "What are you getting ready to do?" Then I start hitting notes. He'd jump up on my arm and pull my arm down. I said, "Are you a critic? Everybody's a critic. What's wrong with you? Leave me alone." He'd jump up on my back. Then I realized what it was. He wanted me to play with him and not that machine. So anyway, I've been thinking about the times that we're living in. Of course, I'm always thinking about the times we're living in. And I remember dear Prince, and I shared this maybe some years ago, was talking about evil forces at the end time. So I'm going to share some of that with you today again, because I feel like it is most relevant to hear what he has to say. And understand, he is gone. He is no longer on the earth. So when our generals start leaving, start looking out for a whole lot of crap to happen. Because we don't really have the people in place no longer. We have pushed that back. We look at today's church and it's not the same. All right? It is not the same as when these guys are here. So quite a few of them has left. I can't, I put counting how many is left, but there's not a whole lot of them still here. Someone read that for me, please, in 1 John chapter 2. And then someone gets 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. Well, it'd be better if I was assign somebody. Nephew, if you don't mind, get me 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. Sandra, get 1 John chapter 2, verse 18 through 22.
1 John chapter
2, verse
8.
18 through 22. Chapter 3, verse 8. So let's start with 1 John.
First John 2 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Dear children, this is the last hour. And as you have heard that the Antichrist is coming, even now, many Antichrists have come. This is how we know it is the last hour. They went out from us, but they did not really belong to us. For if they had belonged to us, they would have remained with us. But their going showed that none of them belonged to us."
Okay. Last time, or last day has already begun. Now we remember the day with God is like 1,000 years. To us, it's just a long time. One day is like a long time when you're young. I remember when I was a teenager, man, I couldn't wait to get my driver's license. Like 16 wouldn't come fast enough. Of course, I thought, God, I sort of wish I hadn't gotten now. It's everybody's shoulder. All right. One distinct feature of last time is many antichrists. Definition of antichrist is anti means against. Have you looked at our nation lately? We have more people against stuff than they are for it. Our politics, I was sharing with some friends of ours, and we all agree that our politics are broken. I mean, you go up to Washington, and we have all kinds of people that is there in there. I mean, this last election, we had a guy that lied about his life.
Yeah.
And it's okay. I mean, when did lying become okay? Did it become a congressman? And we're supposed to trust you when everything you said was a lie? But this is where we are in our nation. Now I'm saying our nation, because I don't know about the other nations, because I don't study about that. But in our nation is what I'm talking about. We are against everything, and then we're trying to put stuff in place of what should be there. You know, Derek and I was talking this morning. Said that they're passing a law now that your English or grammar is going to have to change. That's why I'm going to be in trouble. I never had good English or grammar to start here. They say in school they got to start saying them, they. What?
Oh, that's having to do with that LB.
Yeah, LB, yeah. all the alphabet, all the alphabets.
Correct.
So I said, you know, if you don't get with the program and make that adjustment, some of us going to jail. But hey, Jesus said you're going to follow me. You're going to go through what I went through. All right. So this is where we are. Antichrist, singular, is a title of a specific person. He may or may not be on earth yet, but his spirit is on earth.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Against everything. You know, come on now. Bible talks about many antichrists are already here. They're all over the place. Most of them really working behind the scenes, getting their policies polished so they can bring them forth into the population. And when they do, it's not going to be a thing that you're going to be able to do about it. So if you think those rules are bad that they change, wait till the new ones come out. More, the rest of them come out. You know, the Bible talks about one religion, one monetary system. They're already working on that. They just haven't sent it out yet, but it's coming. Is it going to be in this decade? We got 7 years left in this decade. It's possible. But I think it'd be more so in the next decade, when all of the enemies of Christ have got all their plans formulated. And here's the kicker for me. The church is working with them. You understand that Satan is religious, and he always needs someone to worship him.
Yeah.
Could you believe that a lot of churches are worshiping Satan and not really God? There's a lot of people that go to church and they say they're saved, but then you mess them and make them mad, they curse you out, slap you, kill you, whatever. I took my religion off.
That's right.
So I said, don't make me take my religion off. Oh my God, you take your religion off, you ain't never had it.
Right.
But these are the things that we're working with. These are the things that's in operation. In my earlier days, a preacher had this deacon to tell me. He said, "We're still waiting on you to preach." I said, "What?" "Yeah, we're still waiting on you." I said, "Oh, I know what you're talking about." I said, "I don't preach like him. That's not how God called me. I don't run around shouting and waiting on my help.
Right.
No, I wait on what God to tell me, and I go tell you. And when God tells me and I tell you, then you get mad." And he looked at me like, "I ain't got time to listen to you, young man." Because he's an older gentleman. I tried to be nice because I was taught to respect your elders. So I tried to say it in a way that it wasn't very offensive, but it was the truth just the same. But now we're living in a time now where everybody is waiting on help. They don't understand that if God called you, your help is already with you. You don't have to wait for the Holy Spirit to show up in some type of feeling, some type of emotion. Running around and yelling is not God. You know, I try to go back and look at the scriptures. The only people I can understand or know who yelled, screamed, and jumped and cut themselves was Jezebel's prophets.
That's right. That's true.
And Elijah continued to provoke them, mess with them. Is that all you have? Hey, where's your God? When is he going to do something? And the more he provoked, the more they scream, holler, and jump, they cut them. Now, you know, people in church ain't cutting themselves. They're doing a whole lot more screaming, hollering, running around the church. And they say, "Whoa, look at God." I haven't seen him yet. See? God is not in all the noise that we make. If I understand correctly, remember, he moves on a still small voice. He ain't got to yell to get our attention. I'll be honest with you, go back and look when Israel was coming out of Egypt. They didn't like what Moses was saying, so they said, listen, we all can hear from God. So Moses went and talked to God. They don't want to hear me. They want to hear from you. He said, wait, just give me a minute. Then when God spoke, they changed their mind. I tell you what, Moses, you keep talking. We don't want God to talk. See, people say they want to hear from God. No, you don't really want to hear from God. You do good to hear from God's representatives. You do good if you don't disrespect those who God has sent. You realize that people that yell, scream, shout, run back and forth get more respect than those who are quiet. Because if they say those that's quiet, it's not demonstrated in the power. Well, what is that? You ever thought about that? You know, I've gotten better in my old age. You know, I'm just asking the young bucks, hey man, where is it at? What? The power. What do you mean? I mean, you screamed out us, you don't yell, but I ain't saying no power. Like they said, as the engine said, a lot of thunder, a lot of clouds. But where's the lightning? There's no lightning. Because most preachers never waited for their authority. Without authority, you have no lightning. The authority comes from God.
Yes.
Not an association, not a university, but only from God. We always try to tell people, listen, we can train you, teach you, and license you, but at the end of the day, it's going to be between you and God, not me. All right? So here we are in these last days, and the enemy is pulling out their best weapons. Yeah. This one lady that's a congressman, she wanted to yell out at Biden when he was speaking. You lying. I said, well, it take a liar to know a liar, don't it? I said that to my wife. I wasn't up there. She's the one that came, what's that, QAnon?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's her thing. It's like a new religion. And then they fostered this new church that black and brown can't go to. Think about that. They got a new church out here. Black and brown folks can't go. It's like going back to the 1800s. I mean, come on. We ain't that far from 1800s. There's a lot of churches that you ain't going to find even black and brown folks in it. But we seem to be going backwards, not forward. But we need to start looking at what's happening around and get our head out of the sand and understand that things are shifting, things are changing. God is speaking, but people are not really listening. We talked about evil spirits in the last times. I look at our young people. I was telling someone I went to KNW and got us some lunch one Monday and got to the place where at the end of the food line where they're adding up the cost of what you got before you go to the cash register. I'm standing, I said, what is that? Yeah, I realized what it was. The young lady hadn't bathed. And it was just rolling off of her. Now I'm standing here today. And you know what came to my mind, what that is? Demonized. Think about that. Demons love unclean things.
That's true.
He like garbage. Flies, gnats, all like garbage. So when we have our young people now that won't clean themselves, you have already attracted a lot of demons. And if you have attracted them, guess what's in your home?
Wow.
I have a sermon about, I'm going to be brave enough to teach that one day. About getting rid of all of the clutter in your house. But first, you got to get the clutter out of your mind.
True. Yes.
See, we wouldn't have clutter in our houses if we didn't have clutter. And hey, listen, I ain't talking to y'all.
I hear you.
I'm talking to myself. I go home sometimes, I look around the park, I said, I hate this place. It's not that I hate the place, I hate all the clutter. Sometimes I think I can't breathe, you know? But we first have to declutter our mind before we can declutter our home, because our mind is not going to allow us to declutter our home. So when our mind is messed up, when our mind is demonized, then we begin to fall in line with what they love to do. Again, they love uncleanness. Do you realize that spirits have a body odor?
They do.
Christians should have a body odor too.
True.
What's one word, one flower they said that Jesus demonstrated, or they called him something? What was it? Rose of Sharon. How does a rose? How does? Let me have yours. Mine's some spiking or something. How do a rose? How do you stop the smell of rose? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's intoxicating.
Oh man, listen, I'll be honest with you. I told my wife, I love the way they smell, but they don't last long.
Right.
Yeah, why you ain't bumping the rose? I said, I ain't bringing you no death in here, girl. Then that's about 3 days and everything starts falling off. I said, that just reminds me of death. I don't need nothing to remind me of death. I love the aroma. So as believers, we are supposed to have an aroma that when people come around us, they can smell. There's something different about you. Why? Because we're supposed to be representing Christ. He is the rose of Sharon. If he's a rose, then we should be, roses. But again, we are not, because we're coming to this time where everything is against what the Bible is actually telling us. I'll be honest with you, man. I got so turned around, I began to think that the Bible is wrong. I said, damn, man, where did they get this Bible from? There's a lot of stuff that they taught us from the Bible, like they're going against what they taught. I had it happen to me years ago in my family church. You know, I guess I was the black sheep. But I said, I'm only saying what you all taught. So if what you said the Bible said, now you're not doing what the Bible said, why? That's the only thing I have to go by is this Bible. Y'all said, read the Bible, pray. So I read the Bible and I pray, but now you are going away from what you don't teach it. Everything is monetized. Look at that, say monetized.
Monetized.
It's all about money. I mean, I understand you got to have money to survive, right? In this economy, in this natural world, you have to have money to be able to buy stuff, pay for your housing, lights. Come on, we understand that. But Paul said it's the love of money, which is the root of all evil. So what are you saying out here today?
Love
of money. Man, there's some of these folks will sell your mama to get some money.
Yeah.
But these are the times we live in. Why? Because it's antichrist. They are against everything that the Bible talks about. Wait till they start. You start here, and some of them are start doing it, but it's not a whole lot yet. Just haven't heard it. When they start denying that Jesus is the Messiah, Jesus is Christ. They're going to be denying the Father and the Son. These are things that we're taught that we must believe. Deny that Messiah has come. Well, of course, we have some people in the Jewish range that don't believe that Jesus has come yet. We have some people out here that don't believe Jesus has come yet. We got some that say Jesus is white. Some say Jesus is Latino. Some say Jesus is black. Yellow. Why can't it just be all of it? Have anybody ever seen it? No. I mean, we're given a description in the Bible. I think we're all going to be surprised when we see him. Oh my God, I didn't know you were like that. Oh yeah. Y'all get that next year. People are deliberately turned away from Christ. Let me get back to the church. Now, I know this from experience. You know, I've had people tell me, man, these young children are on fire for the Lord. They on fire for the Lord. They on fire for, they just love the Lord. As soon as they get grown, they did like the rest of us. I ain't going to church. I'm grown. You can't make me go. You can't make me clap my hand. You can't make me stand up and sing. Instead of me saying, oh, I just stopped going. Because I wasn't saved. I went because I had to go.
Big difference.
My kids had to go. They didn't have, I didn't get no, this is not a democratic society here. When I say go, you go. But when they got to go, I can't tell them that. What I'm saying is, the day will come where our kids got to have their own relationship with Christ, not yours. Your relationship is your relationship. So everybody is trying to get into people's heads to try to dissuade them from going whatever direction they're going. I mean, I was surprised when they got in Washington how many congressmen, started following QAnon. Before, they were talking about how religious they were. Now they became QAnon. Now they want to overthrow the Constitution. Come on, have you heard that? Yeah. They want to start a religion. Yeah, they want to start a religious war. Now, I understand that Jesus said, I think over the book of Matthew, that the day is going to come when ethnic group will be against ethnic group. And this is what those that are in power, if you listen to them, are trying to accomplish, and not just those in power, but those also in, that's what blew me when I started hearing folks in the church, some out of my own association, saying that. I couldn't believe that apostle, prophet, and CI was talking this crazy stuff, and nobody was talking them down. I would tell you I was very hurt because I had great faith in him. Well, I still have faith. I haven't heard Bishop Hammer says I still have great faith in him. But some of those other peons running around here make me wonder, were you ever saved? But these are the things that shifted in our country when you got organizations now that start to say that we need to have a uprising so we can overthrow the government and establish a Christian government. I don't know about you, but that frightens me. When I studied history, last time I saw a lot of Christian governments, they was killing a lot of people in the name of Christ. Anybody read that? Come on now. You studied your history in school? They had the cross, the banner, and they going through killing people in the name of Jesus. Crusades, thank you. So now they want to overthrow our nation. I'm thinking, have you ever been in a war zone? Do you know what that looked like? I said, no, you haven't been in one. If you had, you would never be talking about that. No, you don't want to see that in your country. But antichrist, they're against the nations, they're against the churches, they're against you. This is not your typical sermon. I like to talk about what's happening. Most of you have enough about what's going to happen when you get to heaven. Okay? How many know what's going to happen when you get to heaven? Put your hand up. How many think you know what's going to happen when you get to heaven? Put your hand up. That's a whole lot better. Yeah. But like I tell them sometimes, in all honesty, we don't know anything about heaven. Right. Only thing we know about is here, this place, this earth. This is where God put us. And if I remember correctly, when all of it comes to a completion, even God himself is coming here to earth. Think about that. Now, get back to where I was at. 3 other titles of it. I didn't give you the titles, I'm going to give you these. 3 titles of the Antichrist. One called Man of Lawlessness or Rebellion. Has rebellion started? Or shall I say, it's gotten bigger. Rebellion has been around. Rebellion for me started in people's homes. When kids start rebelling against their parents, wives against husbands, husbands against wives, then against the church, then against the government. When I started seeing that, I said, wait a minute. Man, you that bad to go against the police, I don't stand no chance with you. So I try to give you a wide berth because I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to hurt you because you ain't got no sense. That's why I don't deal with these people's kids out here. In our early days, they would come in here. I would straighten them out because I was the authority in here. Until I had a mother tell me, you don't tell my child what to do. I was a lot younger then. I just politely told her, then take your child and you both get out of here. Because in here, you ain't running over me. I don't play that. She never came back. Did I cry? No. I didn't miss the money because she wasn't paying that nowhere. It's real big. So a lot of pastors get scared to put them out. They think they're gonna miss those ties. This is where we are. I'm just trying to wake you up. Our families need to be tight, which means then we need to understand how God has set authority in the family. But first of all, we got to get these men to understand that they are responsible for their families. This is why I'm going to lose most men again. You are the priest in that home. You're supposed to call that family together for worship, prayer, praise. You're supposed to raise your children up this way. This is what the Bible says. Wife supposed to submit to the husband. The husband supposed to submit to. I had this guy, man. He was having problems, and I found that I was it. How did I become your problem? Because of what I was teaching. So he wanted me to meet him at his church. I said, I don't think that's a good idea. No, I'm not going to meet you there, brother. So I'll meet you at IHOP on Cherry Street. I just had that feeling that it wasn't kosher. And so we was talking about the scriptures. And he threw that scripture out that's on the a woman's supposed to submit. Let's finish the whole thing. Let's finish. So let's read the whole thing now. Let's keep it all together.
That's right.
Then we read it all the way down where it says, and husband submit to your wife. He lost it. He stood up. I said, that's why they meet you at your church. And so I stood up. Yeah, boy, this ain't no weekend pastor here. You want to go down? I'll go with you. And I ain't taking off my religion. Then he sat back down. I don't know what he was thinking. He sat back down. And of course, I sat back down. I said, that's what the Bible says. His pastor don't teach that part.
See, that's right.
He don't teach part. Woman submit. And if she don't submit, you beat her. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's
oh,
true.
Yeah. And I told all my women, if they can remember, you are not as strong as your husband.
Right. It's
If he hits you, dial 911. And that's what she did. Came out. He didn't hit them. Turn around. Click, click. Took his behind the jail. So he wanted to talk to me about what I taught. I try to teach the Bible. Okay? We all are supposed to submit. Listen, there's authorities everywhere. In here, we're the authority. I step out there, police roll up, guess who's authority? Police. If you get hurt and they call the ambulance, who's the authority? The paramedics, not you. I try to get people to understand that. And don't get mad at the police because he pulled you over for speeding.
right.
You broke the law. Oh, he pulled me because I'm blind. No, he pulled you over because he was doing 65 and a 35. They ain't got to do with damn. They didn't do with your coat. You were being rebellious and you got caught. Hey, listen, I'll tell speed all you want. It's good until you get caught. You get caught, don't get mad. Just because, hey, man, you caught me. Okay, all right, come on, boss. All right. So it's been called the lawless, the man of lawless rebellion, son of perdition. beast, while he's fierce and he's cruel. And people are fierce and they are cruel out here. And it's going to get worse, not better. This is what we talk about warfare all the time. Now, I had a guy to challenge me because I have a concealed carry permit. So he want to know, are you carrying that gun so you can shoot somebody? No. I say, I don't never want to shoot anyone. I don't ever want to pull this gun out to hurt someone. That's not where I'm carrying. I'm carrying because it's the law, it's legal. Second, I'm carrying it for my own protection. Because you got some people out there don't care if I'm a preacher. In fact, they're more angry at the preacher than they are you. That's why I carry it. So if you don't cause me to pull it out, you will never see it. In other words, if you don't attack me, you will never see it. Because you're not supposed to see it. That's why it's called concealed carry. All right? So when I told him that, he just looked at me. Well, I never thought about it that way. I said, you need to start thinking, because I try to tell everybody you need to have a concealed carry. Because people are not the same as they were 10, 20 years ago. They had a little group run around here, see who can knock out the old people. Oh, yeah. Young folks, young guys, man. Run little groups. They see them knocking out one punch. So what they're looking for are those who are helpless, look sick, look weak. So that's why I'm always tell her, you better act like, even if you're in pain, walk like you're not in pain. Why? To give them the thought that they are not weak. She's not weak. I mean, I thought that was ludicrous, but this is what's happening. Why? Because lawlessness is taking over in our streets and our schools and our homes. Because we are in the end times. Open up your eyes. A lot of demons have been released out here. People don't believe that there ain't no demons. Yeah, there are demons. In fact, the matter is, because you don't believe there are any, you got some in you. I mean, they don't run around masquerading in a red suit, long tail, and a pitchfork. And if you did, you'd think it was a cartoon character until you stuck you. Oh, you real. You just figured it out. All right, okay. I got to get back. My wife told me I'm going to be here too long. I said, I won't do that. All right. So the supreme motivation of all this antichrist is rebellion, derived straight from Satan himself. Now, I raised 3 girls and a young man, a stepson. And when I met my wife, he was what, 9, 10? And I remember being that age. And so I had to tell my wife, listen, I cannot discipline him because we'll be in there fighting. And I'm not going to let him know, okay, oh, y'all, you ain't going to hurt me. And so this is what you must do as his mother and his legal authority. You must discipline him, and I'm supposed to back you up. People, intermarrying and marrying the second time, they don't understand. They ain't my kids. She's your wife. So you let that big old boy stomp your wife? Then you're a punk. I mean, not punk. I mean, then you're weak. So we all sat down, we had a meeting, and we told Mr. Wetzel what the house going to be. And his mouth was way out there. But the moment she started handling her discipline, his whole attitude changed. Even in school, she never got any more calls from school. She was up there every week. Every week she was up there. When she started putting the pedal to the metal, you hate me. He said, no, baby, I'm doing this because I love you. And I just told him, I said, now, my only part of this, you ever get mad and swing on your mama, I'm going to knock you butt out your standing. And I would stump you like I would a man. But you better breathe me, buddy. He ain't never drew back and swung on her. Because listen, I don't threaten people. I would promise you. That's why I promise you. You don't draw back, hit my wife, I'm going to duck you. I'm going to put you down. Never touched it. We just told. Mom adjusted it. That make any sense. And with the girls, that was different. I said, listen, I don't speak twice to you. I speak one time, the second time the belt's coming. You understand me? Yeah, okay. I understand that. I tell you one time, second time, the belt's coming. Never had no problems up with one of them. You're always gonna have one. You're gonna have one that's gonna try. You see, listen, I learned discipline in the military. Didn't have a lot of discipline growing up. I didn't have no father discipline. But those jokers gave me discipline.
Amen.
When I came out, I still had it. And I said, you go to school, you act like you got sense. You listen, you don't disrupt the class. You come home, tear the house up, it's your home. But then you got to put it back together. Because I didn't pick up none of this stuff. This one decided that she's going to show up for her little break. I just got home, 8:30, I'm in the bed, getting ready to go over that thing called the hill to sleep. And bone wrong, not jump. What is it? Miss Jones, we need you to come to the school. Why? Your daughter got some trouble. She didn't want. I'll be right there. Click. I was up there in 5 minutes because it wasn't that far. Walked in. I guess I might have came in a little too militant.
You don't say.
I hit the door. Where is she at? Get her. He jumped up. What? I said, get her. I got to go to bed. She came, she saw me, she stopped. Too late. I said, what did you do? Well, they had the teeth. Ah! You're lying. See, you got to know your kids. You're lying. I said, you showed off for this little girl. Honey, you wasn't raised in the projects, I was. And let me show you how we was raised. And I grabbed her and drug her down that block, the hall lock on one side and the other side, all the way down, all the way back up. Boom, 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 boom. The little girl watching. Crazy. I said, you better believe it, baby. Don't woke me about it. You better believe I am really crazy. She came back to the principal's office. Now set yourself down. Just sit there crying. I don't get nothing about your tears. Waking me up in my sleep. And the principal said, I wish we had more parents like you. I said, I wish you did too. I said, she ain't no give you no trouble. Rest of the time, she was in what, 6th grade? Rest of the time, nobody called me from school. That's the last thing they wanted. What? Because I believe in discipline, not lawlessness. Parents nowadays, they don't know what the heck they believe in, so the kids are all over the place. Listen, it's a spirit that they have tapped into. Don't come into a close. I got to get my wife some lunch. It's a spirit that these people have tapped into. This is why when they come into the schools, the teachers have no control. The parents are supposed to give them discipline, not the teacher. Of course, back in our days, though, teachers gave you discipline, the principal gave you discipline, and please don't send them no home. I got 4 whoopings in one day. Never got nowhere after that. Not because I was disruptive. Because my mom told me not to hit girls. And this girl was firing my head up. And I told her, she said, well, I didn't mean you're standing there and let them beat you to death. Well, you said it not to hit her. Back there, say she hit me, so bam! Tore her head up. Oh. True story. True story. All right, I think I killed this one. I think I killed the mic. All right. This makes no sense. Mom gave us as much discipline as she could as a woman.
I need that on tape.
Huh?
I'm passing this tape around. I put that on tape.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, try that mic, son. Mic, son, try that.
Yeah.
First, that's just good.
Test. Test 1, test 2.
So there's this spirit out here, spirit of lawlessness. And our kids are operating in it because the parents are too soft. It's almost like they're afraid of the children. There's an old school table my mama told me. You ready for this? I brought you into this world. I will take you out. Now you try me, boy. No, ma'am. No, I ain't trying you. Because I believe you. Nowadays, kids will jump on their parents.
Oh, yeah.
Because the parents are not disciplinarians. They're trying to be their friends. You cannot be your children's friends until they acknowledge you as their parent. And they're not acknowledging that. You're just a friend. You don't tell me. What? What was you going to say? What was that last word? Didn't he get it out? I will go upside your head, just like my mama did me. That won't hit me so hard. I was seeing butterflies and stars and everything else. I said, gee. I got my head back, I looked at her. I went down to the induction station. You know, I mean. Because I would never hit my mama. I said, I can't take this, I got to go. But parents nowadays, they'll take a whooping. Children cusses them out and they do nothing. Then you turn around and feed them.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Are you crazy?
Don't do that.
No. You don't eat the day off tomorrow. You don't eat forever. Not in my house. So this is what we are. We have got to take back our homes, but there's no fathers, and they come and drop the baby and keep on trucking. And the mom don't know who's the father it is. Who's my daddy? I don't know. What you mean you don't know? This is what we are. Kids are confused, but they don't know who they are. Again, we tapped into the spirit called lawlessness. Now they become a law to themselves, and they respect nobody, starting with the parents, starting with their home. All right. I had, as they got old, I had one rule that really stood out. There will always be two adults in here. What does that mean? The moment you tell me you aren't going to do it, I just declared you an adult. Pack your stuff. You got to go. You got 90 days. Get out of my house. For real? Look like I'm laughing? Pack your stuff, get your butt out. When you say no, you're an adult. You got to go. Ain't gonna be two in here. We'll be in there fighting, and I ain't fighting with my kids. Again, we're dealing with this spirit called lawlessness. And we all have been affected by this. We all have to adjust ourselves. But every once in a while, I don't feel like doing it either. That make any sense?
Yes.
Every once in a while, I ain't doing it. But yet I understand that there's more law out there that would conform you to doing what they say. Now, this spirit, when it really incorporate or when it fully envelop our nation, you are not going to have any say so. They will dictate, demand what you will do. And if you don't, you're going to be, go back and read your Bible. Right? If you don't do what they tell you, they're going to shoot you or kill you or hang you. You ain't going to have no choice. You're going to be on the run. No cars working, no banks working. You're going to become a thief because you're going to still eat. These days are coming. And you have not fortified your spirit and your mind, you're going to be lost. These things is happening. This is the end time. We are now in the end time. Look at this. These are the end times.
These are the good times. Yes, they are.
It's already upon us, but it's just at the starting stage. Wait till it gets the rolling. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Any questions? I love my mom, man. That woman gave me some discipline. God was talking about my father. She rung my bell. You will not talk about your father. He's your father. And boy, those the thing. Then I found out she did my sister the same way. For running up the mouth about her father. I didn't understand what it was. But she actually saved our lives. We didn't know it. Because when you disrespect your mama or father, you shorten your own life. I didn't know that until she had died. When I started studying, I said, oh my God, she saved my life. That backhand. I didn't realize the little woman was so strong. But she saved our lives. Parents don't do that now. They just let the kids do what they want. Not in my house. I tell you to go clean that kitchen up. I ain't telling you twice. I got all kinds of examples. You know, mine when they was teenagers, still working third shift. Summertime was the worst. Because they thought that when they get out of school, they're supposed to sleep as long as they want. I said, whose house you think you in? And only person sleeping in here is me, because I just got off work. I want this house clean, top to bottom. Don't miss nothing, especially my kitchen. Oh yeah, my mom was hard on the kitchen. I got up about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, went in the kitchen. Ain't nobody touched it. I was like, who did I tell to clean this kitchen? Why did you think? I was gonna get to it. I said, no, baby. You'll get to it now. But wait a minute. Pulled everything out the cabinets, all the glasses, all the plates, all the spoons, all the pots, took olive oil. On the counter. Now clean. If I come back and do like this and slide, you'll do it again.
They didn't play.
Didn't take one time. When I put on, I said, clean the kitchen. I go in there, pull my hand. There ain't no grease on that. Y'all follow what I'm saying? You got to take back your home. Be the parent and not the friend. I wasn't their friend. Now they're grown. We can be friends all you want because you're paying your own bills. The government is not your friend. That's why they keep handing out money to you. You think a friend just keep doling out money to you? No, a friend will cut you off and tell you how you make your own money. The government, they keep doling money out to you. You know why? They want to keep you on that dole so that they control you. It's a setup. Welfare's a setup. Thank God for it. Some people need it, but most of them don't. People don't want to hear no truth. Men, I'm saying this is the last thing I really haven't done. You can ask my son. I taught him all these things. I said, men don't live off women. Now that you don't have no arms, no legs, then you have no choice. You got 2 arms and 2 legs, you go to work. You don't live off a woman. That's a good way to get killed. And you know, the deadliest species out there is female. Yeah. She's feeding you, clothing you, and catching another woman. Don't lay down and go to sleep, boy, you crazy. Wake up, grunt. What is that? That's a butcher knife in your chest. I said, don't you be crazy, boy. I said, that's too many men who got cut up by a woman. Listen, I ain't talking about what I heard. I know what I've seen. Listen, we was in the project, saw a lot of stuff over there. Woman cut that man's clothes off of it. You know why she told me she was cutting them off? Now, I ain't say she was cutting him when I said she was cutting.
Clothes off.
Clothes. These are my clothes. I bought these clothes. Blood just spewing out. Man, you better little girls buy you no clothes.
With a box cutter, right?
My wife can buy me something. When I was dating, you can buy me nothing. No, I saw that. No. That chick she was bad with that knife. I mean, she knew exactly where to cut. Don't kill her.
Mm.
Blood everywhere. My clothes. Lawlessness. Okay, I just throw a little bit extra in that. That's not gonna cost me. These are things I saw growing up. That's why I said I'll never go back to the projects. It was a rough place, man. It was rough. You have to be tough to be over there. I wasn't tough enough to be over there. My brothers were. I wasn't. I wasn't tough like that. Okay. So these are times that we're living in. So you start back reading your Bible, please. Okay. Miss Vicky, how you doing, girl?
Man.
You understand what I just said? So never buy dudes no clothes. You ain't married. Don't let him buy you none either. So tell him I can buy my own. Hey, take it back. I can buy my own clothes. Because you ain't never gonna put your hands on me because of your clothes. Tell them that. How long did now you're lying? You gotta be straight with them. You say that, you can see how fast they get angry. They get angry that fast, run. Or run to your mama. Daddy, is this joke crazy?
Right.
I'm serious. I saw it, seen it, heard it.
It's surface.
I wish I had, but some things ain't no delete button. Can't forget that stuff.
Amen to that.
I like to forget. Somebody in my seat, somebody see that stuff. Any questions? All right. Now, remember, spirits carry an odor. I don't want no odors in here next week. If I come in and there's odor, I'm going to turn the church out. Ever seen a club turned out? Yeah. That's fighting. I'm not talking about fighting. We're going to have deliverance. Did I say that right? Yeah, we're going to have deliverance.
Amen.
Like you said, all right, lock the doors. There ain't nobody getting out now. I tell all these, wear black. What black represent? What? That. We going to war. I may not be able to get down on the floor like I used to, but I still do the part.
Get down there.
No, that the 4 days are gone for me. No, thank you. Last time, any questions? Anybody need prayer? All right, Pastor McNeil, come on and take the mic. I don't think I shook everybody. Nobody wants to come up near me now.